Hey, greetings and welcome to Maple Leaf America, week 2 on the bus with the Central Hockey League, brought to you by Boston Pizza. We're about a mile from the Mexican border as we follow some Ontario-born minor leaguers, coaches, players around. The Laredo Bucks, the Rio Grande Valley Killer Bees. You know, Killer Bees, we heard about them. We were a little nervous coming down here. We thought, you know, were we going to get attacked? Are they ferocious? I mean, what exactly makes these things Killer Bees? I mean, Maple Leaf America will be right back.
Last week, we watched the defending Central League champs, the Laredo Bucks, fall to .500 on the early season with a loss to their biggest rival, the Rio Grande Killer Bees, on the road on a Friday night. The next night, the Bucks were home to host the St. Angelo Saints.
You got to shovel out the snow in Toronto to be able to do this.
Yeah, it's like about 95 degrees.
And this is Christmas weather for us right here. We'll be out here Christmas Day doing this in shorts and t-shirts anyway, so. It's just the way of life down here is cooking out. Cooking out's been a way of life in South Texas for forever, and just something that we wanted to add to the hockey experience to bring everybody together. We've met a lot of great people here doing this. People just show up, and we welcome anybody to come in and join us, especially the opposing team's fans. Whoever makes a trip to go, I'm down here. You know, we feed them, have some beers, have some water, whatever, and that would make their trip a little bit more enjoyable. And also, when we go to the out-of-town games, we want to have somebody, you know, treat us nicely also. So, you know, we try to...
We join with their booster clubs as well.
Are you guys booster club?
Yes, we're a booster club for the Laredo Bucks.
Bucks are going over pretty well, I'd say. Very well.
It's amazing.
Very well. Very amazing for a 2-year span. We won the President's Cup last year, and we're going to do it again, hopefully.
I never thought you'd get a bunch of Mexicans in a building in America to watch a bunch of Canadians play hockey. But it's happened.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, 8,000 people come in and fill this thing up almost every game. I mean, coming in, winning the championship last year, it's just completely rallied the city around them. It's great. It's really great what this team has done for Laredo.
This evening just happens to be the night before Halloween, and the festivities are full on.
Friggin' hot in here.
That's one way to lose weight, huh, Joe?
Hey, Joe, you can take the head off now. It's okay.
Talk with Coach here in 3. I don't know. Well, little boys and girls, how are you today?
Alrighty. Here you go with Coach in 3. In 2.
Before we get going, could you tell them it is Halloween? And that's why you're dressed like this?
Let them wonder. Let them wonder.
It's just a fetish.
Let them think I come to the rink like this every other day.
You don't need a additional head for the costume.
All right. Here we go. Coach in 3. In 2. In 1. We sit down and talk with Laredo Bucks head coach Terry Ruskowski. Coach, the Bucks coming off a 5-3 loss last night down at Rio Grande Valley in front of a very pumped up, hostile crowd. Kind of get your thoughts about the game.
Well, yeah, they were very hostile. You know, our game plan was to come out and score early, which we did.
Just another festive night at the Laredo Bucks hockey match.
That's exactly right. It's our Halloween game. We have a specialty jersey. The guys will be wearing Halloween jerseys.
We have a few jerseys for sale in the store, and as you'll see, people are walking around already wearing them. It's a big deal here, our specialty jersey nights.
Yep. This town has embraced this team. Like I've been around a lot of minor league clubs, but it's unusually high level of devotion early on.
Absolutely. Well, remember that this is the first professional team that we've had. There was a sort of a professional baseball team that was out of Mexico that we shared with them. But this is Laredo's own, and it's the first professional team we've had. And people just said hockey on the border. What's that supposed to mean? And as soon as it got here, people just devoured it, and they haven't stopped. It's been 3 years ago.
Your main competition is high school football.
It is, and as a result, and also to encourage, not to encourage competition with them, because we don't want to be asking parents to come over here instead of watching your sons play football. We try not to schedule any games on Friday during high school football.
John, where's your costume, buddy?
I have it on. I'm coming as a big fat guy from Laredo.
Happy Halloween, boys.
Be physical tonight, boys. Let's be physical tonight. A lot of banging and crashing tonight. A lot of banging and crashing. A lot of bang and crash, fellas.
But this night would be like the other early season evenings, with the Laredo Bucks struggling to find the net.
Quit pissing around with the puck back. Let's get it up. That's the way to move the puck. That's the way to move the puck, boys. That's beautiful. Great breakout, boys. That's a great breakout, boys. Horrible shift. Horrible shift. Absolutely dog-ass horrible. Fucking horrible shift, you guys. Read and react. It's simple friggin' hockey. Why can't you friggin' understand that? Why can't... Heaps, I want you a little higher, okay? I want you a little bit higher. And you got to react to that puck faster coming around the boards. You can't coast. Nobody can coast here. Nobody can coast. It's basic hockey, guys. We can't take that next step until we get this basic hockey down first. Then we'll take the next step for different plays that we can make. But you got to get the basics down first. Come on, guys. Come on.
Our barn, boys. Our barn here. Never losing our barn. We'll be all right. We got to work just a little bit harder. Pick it up. Here we go. Keep your legs moving, boys. Keep your legs moving. Let's stay up in here, boys. We're not f***ing done.
But the Bucks are done. And they lose 2-0.
We're forcing plays. We're forcing passes when there was nobody there. We're putting the puck in the slot area when there's nobody there. Our defensive coverage still, guys, is absolutely horrendous. And I guarantee Monday, bring your lunch. Bring your lunch with you. Because we're watching 2 hockey games, last night and tonight, and we'll be practicing for 2 hours tomorrow on Monday. 2 hours. Because we're going to practice defensive coverage for 2 hours. 2 hours we're going to practice defensive coverage. Then if I'm not happy, we'll do the neutral ice trap for an hour. I refuse to sit back and lose. Did we play hard? Yeah, we played hard. Three-quarters of the game. We will critique the game last night and we'll critique the game today to know exactly where to play and how to play it. Okay? So Monday, we practice at 10 o'clock. Practice Monday at 10 o'clock. And we watch videos. Or we may watch videos first and then practice after. To show exactly where you're going wrong and how you can correct it. Our record is 2-3, fellas. I refuse to lose.
Forget a day off Monday and expect a roster change or two. We're back in a moment. Welcome back to Maple Leaf America on the Bus. Prior to the Laredo loss last night, the team welcomed back 2 veterans from their defending championship squad, which could mean only one thing. 2 guys come back, 2 guys are gone. Never easy, but as common in minor pro hockey as putting on and taking off a pair of skates.
We never expected to, when we went out to Europe in England, we went to try it and see how it was, and it wasn't really what we expected. And right now in our hockey careers, it's not what we wanted. So lucky enough, Terry, we talked to Terry, and Terry got us back here. And unfortunately, that's the way the game goes. Some guys come back in, and some guys are out. And some seasons you see 30, 40 guys come in and out. And Terry's got to put a winning team on the ice. So it's a numbers game.
You're just saying that you don't think you'll be here. Is that just a numbers thing, or what's the story there?
Yeah, right now coach has said it's a numbers thing, so he's either going to try to trade me or whatever, either put on waivers or whatnot. I'm not sure yet.
He told you that today?
Yeah.
And that's just because there's 2 guys coming back?
Yeah, he has to make room for other players, so I guess I'm the odd man out.
Is there someone else that's an odd man out too?
I don't know what the story is on that yet.
Because they got 2 guys coming back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there.
Well, you're a young guy, 22, so I mean your options are plentiful, and I'm sure he's trying to hook you up in the league. And would that be something that would interest you in the league?
Yeah, I guess. Still enjoy playing hockey, so if I can catch on somewhere else, I wouldn't mind doing that for the next couple of years, hopefully. If not, see what happens.
You come in here and you got, especially in these leagues, because it's a developmental league, that you got 18 guys on the team and 17 can play, and they become your family for the season, And the young guys, being an older player now, you kind of look out for the young guys and help them if they need, even getting groceries or, where to get their dry cleaning done, stuff like that. And you become close with them, and to see them get moved like that, wave traded or whatever it's going to be, it's hard. And unfortunately, it's part of the game. And but it's hard, and you lose a friend. You gain a friendship, but you also lose one at the same time. You always say you're going to keep in touch, but realistically, it's hard to do because everybody moves around so much.
I knew that I wasn't playing as well as I thought I could have, and so I knew what I had to do, and I wasn't doing it. So I knew with 2 guys coming back that things probably weren't looking as good as I wanted to. So I had an idea.
Still stinks either way, right?
Yeah, it's not a good feeling. It kind of sucks, but it's part of the game, I guess, and you have to deal with it.
Oh man, that's one of the duties as a coach and general manager that I hate to have, and I wish I had somebody else doing it for me. These kids give me all they had all through training camp and the games. I've got 2 of my guys came back from England. They didn't like it there, the brand of hockey, the lifestyle, or whatever. They asked me to come back, and I had to take them back because I know these kids can play. They were part of the championship team. Now I've got to wait for their immigration paperwork to get done. Now I've got to find a place for them. And if 2 guys are coming, 2 guys have got to go. And that's the unfortunate part, because these kids give me all they had all through training camp and the regular season. And now I've got to say, okay, you're not going to be on the team. But what I try to do is I try to make a trade for them to go somewhere in our league, so them to make sure they keep on playing somewhere else.
And Coach did hook up Hutt. He found him ice time in a different division with the Tulsa Oilers. Meanwhile, the Killer Bees the dreaded rival who started the weekend by beating the Bucks, have no ice this week. So they've ridden 3 hours to practice on Laredo's.
3 guys go at a time. 3 shots. 1, 2, 3. All in net. You space yourself out. You go in the corner, you pick up a puck, you come down the side, you pass. Get it back. Go down the ice and shoot. Second guy's following him up. Pass to the second line. Get it back. Go down and shoot. Third guy, same thing. All the way down. You get a pass back. You go down and shoot. And then you time yourself out here. So it's 1, 2, 3 shots. And then this side goes. 3 guys. 3 shots. Pick up a puck all the way down. Give and go here. All the way back down the ice. Got it?
It was, during last year in the summertime and moving down there and getting the team going, I mean, we didn't really have a lot of following, even when we were going out in public and doing things in the community. It was hockey what and hockey who, and when we started, we really didn't know what to expect. I mean, we had 1,500 season ticket holders, but that's a long ways from selling a building out every night, and it just kind of took off from day one. The first game, it was kind of funny. We're playing Corpus on our home opener last year, and Corpus Christi comes on the ice, and our fans are cheering for them. I mean, and they learned real quick within the span of a couple of weeks from them not really knowing when to cheer and what to do when a goal was scored or when a penalty was called. 2 weeks down the road, I mean, our fans were yelling at the refs more than I was.
So basically, you're working here for an hour a day. How many fucking people that work 9 to 5 would take your job in a heartbeat? So, I mean, we're happy, but I don't think we should ever be satisfied here. We still got a long season to go. But if we keep building and keep improving, and keep out working teams the way we did on the weekend, at the end of the year, we're going to be there. Okay, so let's have a good skate here.
What's a black guy from Connecticut doing playing hockey in Texas?
Just playing out a dream, playing out, doing what he loves to do. I'm just lucky to play. I started off in Amarillo, so, it was only right that I come back and play a little bit more in Texas. And, I think it's a good fit for me being right down there on the border. I think it's probably easier for me than it is for some of the other guys to be where we are. So, I mean, it makes sense for me to play and I enjoy it.
Actually, even better question. What's a black guy from Connecticut playing hockey in Texas doing wearing a Flyers cap?
That goes back to when we were kids. The Whalers left. They're always, with passion. And went to school in Boston, so I seen the Bruins. But ever since I was a kid, I enjoyed the Flyers. I was like a big fan of goaltenders when I was a kid. I never wanted to be one, but I was a big fan. And I loved Pelle Lindbergh and Ron Hextall and Mark Howe and all the old Flyers. And I had a real good friend back at home, Todd Hollenbach, who was, his family was the ultimate Flyer fans, and I played hockey with them all as a youth, and I just became a Flyers fan.
I'd hate to see what we would have been last year without Billy. I mean, he was probably our most consistent player last year up front, and I mean, he was an all-star. He scored 30 goals, and I mean, he exemplified everything that I want in a player. I mean, he comes to play every night. The bigger the game, the better he plays, and I mean, he's a better person away from the rink than he is at the rink, and I think that says a lot. Then I'm going to dump a puck back in. Guy, you forecheck. Forward that comes out, you forecheck. 2 guys are down low. D, go get the puck. Okay, and let's work on, a strong side here forward. D, pass, and then make sure this guy you're coming over support. That's a straight down 2-on-1. On the whistle, that's when one guy comes out. That's when the forward and the D come out. Okay, let's go here.
Obviously hockey's all confidence, and last year, Coach did ride me pretty hard, and to be honest with you, I wasn't really used to it coming out of college. My last 2 years, I got a lot of ice time, and coaches, didn't really say too much to me. And then I come here, and and I was kind of in a defensive role, like third line check-in, and he was still pretty hard on me because he wanted to see me improve. And to be honest with you, at first I wasn't really prepared for it. I kind of, I go home and take it out of my parents and my wife, and but this year, yeah, it's really helped me out. I worked really hard this summer, and coaches rewarded me with a lot of ice time, power play, penalty killing so far, and I have a lot of confidence going into the first part of the season here.
Oh yeah, one last thing. Did the Bees mention they beat Laredo last weekend?
Our captain, Sean Gillum, came and scored a big goal, and I mean, from that point on, I think the guys thought, hey, this is a new year, and we can play with them, and And I mean, towards the end of the game, we got some breaks, but that's hockey. And I mean, we got 2 late goals and got a win. But it was, you know, a very important game for us in the schedule, because if we would have went down 0-2, I mean, you don't want to be sitting here today, even if we would have won last Saturday, being below 500.
Ouch. Laredo sits at 2-3. But remember, Coach, it's a marathon, not a sprint. When we come back, the real story behind those killer bees. Welcome back to Maple Leaf America on the Bus. Just in time for a little Americana. Remember about 20 years ago, a really bad, scary movie about some killer bees? The killer bees, the ones that came to us from Texas.
The bee is actually 22 feet long. It's 8.5 feet wide, 10 feet high, and weighs about 2,000 pounds. So it's a pretty big bee.
What's it made out of?
Bee's made out of fiberglass and steel, and it was manufactured in Sparta, Wisconsin, back in 1991 to commemorate killer bees being found in Hidalgo, Texas, back in 1990. And I know that we've had some incidents where we've had some of the Africanized honeybees that have been bothered by humans, and of course they're very aggressive, and we've had a couple of people, I think, in the Rio Grande Valley that have died from some of the stings from the Africanized honeybee. The bees are just very aggressive. So, you know, I mean, they just all attack. And so unlike your common honeybee, the Africanized honeybee is a little different, very aggressive. And it's usually when somebody bothers them, and that's just a reaction they have.
So they all get after it instead of just one.
That's right. It's not just the one bee. It's just a bunch of bees. The killer bee was featured in American Airlines magazine, been on Dateline, Oprah Winfrey Show. There's the Discovery Channel did a commentary on it and actually did a segment on traveling to the bee. The bee has been in a couple of national TV and radio commercials. We actually, the bee spent the summer at Six Flags Over Texas, the theme park in Arlington last year. They selected icons from all over the state of Texas to represent the different regions, and the bee was selected to represent the Rio Grande Valley. So it's traveled around the state. It's been a lot of TV shows, and in fact, Compact Computers, the radio commercial featured Hidalgo, Texas, and the killer bee.
The bees continue to move north, but apparently no threat yet of moving into Canada. Next week, we meet a former Maple Leaf, and the intensity picks up.
We're still standing. Gord, that is fucking guy standing right here. The guy jumped right there. Fucking bullshit. How are you gonna make that up? Me. Fucking piece of shit.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to tune in again next week as we add to the rivalry and intensity of the hockey here in South Texas. Sunny South Texas on the Gulf of Mexico. See you next week. Maple Leaf America on the Bus with the Central Hockey League. Brought to you by Boston Pizza.